In order to get monetized, you have to apply to the YouTube Partner Program, or YPP. This is the program that runs all the ads, super stickers, super chats, all the super things and the channel memberships and the whole shebang. It took me 7 months to get monetized on this channel, but it took me 1.5 years on my DJ channel to get monetized. Don't worry if it takes you 1 or 2 years, and how long it takes depends heavily on what type of content you make and your niche. In order to be eligible for the program, you have to have a certain amount of watch time and a certain amount of subscribers in a certain amount of time. I know I'm super vague here, but I've been long enough on YouTube to know that these requirements change every single week. You can find these requirements or thresholds in the monetization page in YouTube Studio. To get to those thresholds can seem like forever, especially when you start out. You only have a couple of views, a couple of subscribers and only some watch time. But remember that growth on YouTube is exponential, and so are your views, subscribers and your watch time. YouTube basically wants to make sure that you are, first of all, active on the platform, that you add valuable content to the platform, and third of all, that you don't scare away advertisers. In order to be accepted to the YouTube Partner Program, your content has to fit, first of all, the community guidelines. YouTube wants to be a family-friendly platform, so things like drugs, violence, nudity, guns, etc. is not okay. Second of all, the ad-friendly guidelines. YouTube has seen 2 adpocalypses already where YouTube advertisers pull their ads from YouTube, and YouTube don't want to repeat that again. And please don't ask me in the comments if you can monetize borderline case X, Y or Z. I don't know. Please read the ad-friendly guidelines, okay? To apply for monetization, go to the monetization page in YouTube Studio. Then click on apply. And now we have to go through a 3-step process. Step number 1, don't fall asleep during the read of a very boring legal thing. Step number 2, connect an AdSense account. AdSense isn't optional, it's mandatory. There is no way around that. That is how stuff works. You get paid via Google AdSense. AdSense is the advertisement platform of Google to receive money from ads, and this is also used for ads on websites. In my case, I already have an AdSense account because I'm monetized on my DJ channel and have Google Ads on my websites. If you don't have an AdSense account, you need to apply for one. This means that YouTube AdSense has its own set of rules and you need to apply and be approved for AdSense. For that, you get a PIN number physically by S-mail. This PIN number you have to enter into your Google AdSense and your bank account. And to verify your bank account, Google will deposit a couple of cents into your bank account, and you have to put that amount into Google AdSense. When you are not living in the US, Google forces you to fill out one of 2 W-8 forms. If you don't fill that out, then Google will withhold taxes for you. If you have to fill out one or the other of the W-8 forms, there are 2 forms, the W-8 and W-8-Ben. Which one you have to fill out depends heavily on what kind of business you are and if you are an individual. Step number 3. A channel review. This happens automatically when you have completed steps 1 and 2. YouTube is going to do a manual review of your YouTube channel. They mainly look at 3 things. Do you scare away advertisers? Do you have copyright infringements on your YouTube channel? And did you get your views and watch time fair and square? In other words, did you cheat the system, yes or no? In YouTube's monetization policies, they explain much more in detail what they exactly look at. By the way, the monetization policies, ad-friendly guidelines and the community guidelines, I will link that all in the description below. What they look at, and I'm reading this from the website: the main theme of your YouTube channel, your most viewed videos, your newest videos, the biggest proportion of your watch time and your video metadata, including titles, thumbnails and descriptions. A YouTube channel review can take up from a couple of hours to even a month. In my case, for this channel, it took me 4 extremely long days and 2 hours. Let's talk about the changes to your YouTube channel. Once you are approved, you get a fun little message at the top of your screen that congratulates you with the acceptance to the YPP program. When you click on monetize videos, a dialog will appear that asks if you want to turn on monetization for all videos. Click on monetize all videos and then on apply preferences. Then YouTube turns on monetization for all videos, and this takes a while. I had 60 videos on the channel and it took about 70 seconds. You will notice that you have an extra column on the content page with a green or an orange icon. Green means that you're good to go and orange means that your video is flagged. Luckily, all my videos are monetized without a problem. This works way better than in 2018 when I monetized my DJ channel. I had to turn on manually all the advertisements for every single video. Also, your videos got a monetization item on the left side of the screen, and make sure to check your ad settings, and especially for mid-roll ads. When you have a video that is longer than 8 minutes, you can place mid-roll ads in the middle of your video. You can manage the mid-roll ads by clicking on Manage Mid-roll Ads. How many ads you should add to the middle of your video depends a little bit on your type of video. Let's say the more in-depth videos, viewers are generally more tolerant to ads than the simple in and out videos that get you the most views via YouTube search. If your main traffic source, for example, is recommended or home, viewers probably have seen your videos before and therefore are a little bit more tolerant to ads. Be very careful where you put those ads, because I've seen a very strong relationship between the placement of ads and the drop-off points in videos in your audience retention graph. Viewers start to wonder if it's worth the wait to continue watching the video, and often it's not, and therefore click away. Also, videos that solve a bigger pain than others, then viewers are much more tolerable to ads because they want to solve their problem. Look at your audience retention graph of a video to see how well viewers are engaged with your video and how tolerable they could be to more ads. My general rule of thumb in a video that is 8 minutes or longer, about 1 ad, and when a video is longer than 12 minutes, 2 ads. When we click on Discard Changes, you see this video is shorter than 10 minutes and I can't switch off the pre-roll ad and the post-roll ad. But when I go to a video that is longer than 10 minutes, I can do that. Like this video right here. I can switch off and on the post and pre-roll ad. You may consider switching off the pre-roll ad when your main traffic source is YouTube search, because it generates generally more flaky viewers, which are maybe not as tolerable to ads and therefore may not see your video in the first place. You should check your ad settings for every single video, because sometimes YouTube can't set the ad automatically and you need to do it manually. Also, sometimes it sets the ads in a weird place, like in this case at the end of a video. Today I woke up to the channel homepage. Or, like in this case over here, YouTube didn't set the pre-roll or the post-roll ad at all. You also get 2 extra tabs in your upload workflow. One with the question if and how you want to monetize your videos, and the second one is your self-certification tab. Read through the questions and check what applies to you. And you can also add website links to cards and end screens. And in your YouTube analytics you get an extra tab called Revenue. The money you will earn from ads today will be visible the day after tomorrow, so the fact that you don't see anything happen in the first 2 days is perfectly normal and nothing to worry about. You also get the ability to chat with YouTube support. This is why YouTube is the best social media platform on the planet, because there's no social media network that lets you do this. Also, the monetization page has now become much more exciting than those frustrating speedometers. Once you're eligible for supers, you'll get an email for that too. You have to enable it explicitly and sign an agreement that you will give away your firstborn to Google. Now viewers can add stickers to your chat called super stickers. And viewers can also tip you money in a live stream called super chats. The copyright removal tool has become much more extensive. In the old tool you could only manually submit a removal request. When you agree to giving away your secondborn too, you can use the copyright tool. The new tool searches across every video on YouTube for the abuse of your content. If it is there, you can contact the channel or submit a removal request. In this case, I infringed my own copyrights 8 times, which is not surprising since I uploaded the livestream replays to my livestream channel and parts of my regular videos to my clips channel. So don't use my content, I will know. A lot of creators are under the impression that you will earn loads of money with YouTube ads. Well, then you're in for a rude awakening when you get your first paycheck. There are 2 metrics that tell you how much you earn, and that is RPM and CPM. CPM is the cost per mil, and that is what advertisers pay to YouTube, and RPM is the revenue per mil, and that is what you earn per 1,000 views. From what YouTube gets from the advertiser, they split it with you, they split it 45-55, you get 45% and they get 55%. I have an RPM of around €5. One of my coaching clients has an RPM of €14 on their channel, but that is in a completely different niche. How high your RPM is depends heavily on what advertisers are willing to pay for the ads. And some niches have just higher RPMs than others. Generally, the more specific a niche is, the higher the RPM is, and the more competition there is, the higher the RPM is. A prank channel, for example, has a broader audience than, let's say, a channel about chocolate-coated strawberries, and therefore a prank channel has a lower RPM. Generally, over time, the YouTube algorithm becomes much better at figuring out the best ads for your audience, meaning that your RPM will likely rise. Let's say I've 1200 views a day and an RPM of €5. That would make me $6 a day. Times 30 days would make me $180 per month. Minus 40% income taxes is €108. In worst case scenario, when you're not a US citizen, Google can withhold a 30% extra taxes from that. And depending on the type of business you own, you can deduct an extra 25% profit taxes from that and pay that to your own government. Needless to say, you need a tremendous amount of views to earn a decent income out of your YouTube ad revenue. But there are other ways to monetize your YouTube videos beyond YouTube ads that are way more profitable. When you subscribe to my mailing list, I'll send you a free copy of my YouTube monetization guide. The link is in the description. Be aware that there is a payment threshold of $100 or €70. If you don't reach that payment threshold, Google doesn't pay you. And what you earn this month, when you don't reach that threshold, it will be pushed to the next. When you reach those thresholds of $70, what you earn this month, you will be paid the next. Payments for the Netherlands will be done by Google Ireland around the 20th of the month. Then the non-sexy side of being a YouTuber, the business side and taxes. And before I continue, I'm not a financial professional nor a lawyer. If you want financial advice, then contact a professional in your country. And I'd love to help you in the comments, but regretfully around this topic, I can't answer them. Like it or not, but as soon as you receive your first paycheck by Google, you have a business. And what is considered a business depends heavily on the country that you're living in, but general rule of thumb, if you earn money outside of your regular 9-to-5 job, you have a business. That means you have to be registered with your Chamber of Commerce in your country. Here in the Netherlands that is called de Kamer van Koophandel, and you have to be registered with your tax agency and get a tax ID. You also have to pay taxes, income taxes, over the money you get from Google. And here in the Netherlands that is 37% and above a certain threshold even 50%. It is wise to put some money away in your savings account, so every time when you receive a payment from Google, you put away 40%. So when tax payment day comes once a year, you have saved up for it. It could also be that you have to pay VAT, and that can be 19% or for some countries even 27%. In my case, I don't have to pay VAT, and that has everything to do with a weird tax construction between Ireland and the Netherlands, and here in the EU that VAT is shifted between EU countries, and I don't have to look at that, but my accountant has to file a separate tax form for that. Okay, and now I'm going to say something to you that you don't want to hear. If your country doesn't have a tax treaty with the US, Google will withhold 30% of taxes from your ad revenue. So my super advice is for every new entrepreneur, newborn YouTube entrepreneur, is hire a financial professional. Especially that W8 form is not for the faint-hearted. They expect you to fill out a form with technical text English with abbreviations that nobody ever has heard of, and you are supposed to understand what they ask. In general, a good bookkeeper or accountant will save you money instead of costing you money. They know the rules and the deductibles in your country. And as you have noticed, this stuff gets so complicated so fast, you need a professional. If you're new to this channel, check out some of my best videos in the playlist right here. My YouTube monetization guide you can find in the description and also here on the screen. And I hope to catch you in the next video. And now I can finally let the sun in again.